Hasek, who could become the first goalie to win the Hart Trophy since Jacques Plante in 1962. The referee tonight, Rob Schick, the linesman Wayne Bonney and Mike Civic, and we're underway as it rolls down into Hasek, but knocked away from him, and right away we see the line matching that we're going to see a lot of tonight. Mike Pekka against Alexei Yashin. Here are the Senators, and Yashin put that one right through the crease and out the other side as the Sabres send it into the Ottawa zone. Ward, Pekka, and Daw up front for Buffalo. 3 4-letter words that can spell fear because they can get goals too, and also hold the opposition in check. Yashin, McEachern up front for Ottawa along with Bruce Gardner.
The Sabres' game plan early here is to get on the body, intimidate the Senators. The Senators, meanwhile, will be patient. That's their game plan. Wait out the pressure from the Sabres.
Sean Van Allen with that pass for Cunningworth. That was knocked down, and Schmelik turning for Buffalo. He'd been sidelined by a groin injury, but back in tonight to open the playoffs. Holzinger's shot is blocked, and Daniel Alfredsson turning for the Senators. Knocked down by Sean Van Allen, right wing side. Cunningworth trailing. The drop pass to him didn't work. Duchesne behind the goal. Picking it up is Van Allen along the near boards. Look for Alfredsson. That was knocked away. Cunningworth's shot is blocked. To the point, Shitnik feeds in front. High slot, Alfredsson. Going wide, still watched by big 6'6" Mike Wilson, who gave him a shot. In behind the net, picked up by Van Allen. Duchesne in front of the net. That was just knocked away, and out come the Sabres to center ice. Randy Burge skates it up, right wing side to Donald Odette. Passed in front, and Burge just out of his reach. Duchesne turning with it for the Senators. He'll just relieve the pressure and send it back into the Buffalo zone. Gary Galley, who missed some time this season with a fractured jaw, moved that puck ahead. Comes to Brad May, who missed a lot of this season with injuries. Comes back into the Buffalo zone, and it's offside as May goes back to get it.
Well, you know, both teams are extremely young hockey teams, and early in games, when you're young and you're emotional, you may make a few mistakes. We saw it early. Now the Senators, they're going to stay the same. They've been winning. Their lineup will be exactly the same as it has been the last month or so. I mentioned mistakes. Well, Daniel Alfredsson was caught. He was the second man back because Duchesne was the fellow that pinched in, and a great defensive play. A huge defensive play by Alfredsson. Now Mike Pekka wants to get good position on Yashin, body position, because Yashin can use his big frame to his advantage like he did on that last play on wraparounds. He's very good in that position around the net.
Puck goes past Tugnutt along the near side, back to the point. Bob Buchner's shot deflects wide. Andy Laukler tried to move that puck ahead. Knocked down was Dackel. But the Senators, Sergei Zoltok, got it through, and a penalty coming up to the Buffalo Sabres. Just 2:18 into the hockey game.
Well, interference for Grosek. One thing that the Sabres do is get into penalty trouble a lot. And you know, with the Ottawa Senator power play, that could be a factor in this series. Over-aggressiveness on the side boards by Grosek, and that's why he's in the box. And that's the kind of penalties that there's no way that Ted Nolan and his team can afford. The only change on defense, Schmelik is back playing with Zitnik. He was out with a groin injury. And again, as you mentioned, Ken, the matchup that we'll watch tonight, Pekka against Alexei Yashin. We'll see it all evening long.
In the 6 games played, Ottawa was 2 for 24 versus Buffalo on the power play, and a good chance there by Dixon Ward. Buffalo Sabres, most penalized team in the league. Comes around along the near side. Senators with it. Back to the point to Steve Duchesne, who's been a hero down the stretch for Ottawa, to Yashin. In front of the net, and Yanni Laukko's shot was stopped. Cleared to the line, held in by Duchesne on the right wing side. Gets it across for Laukkonen. That shot just missed. Over there is Dixon Ward. And he'll feed it out through center. That shot stopped by Tugnutt. As the Buffalo Sabres, who kill penalties very well, showed why there.
The Sabres are really aggressive when they kill penalties. In fact, first in the National Hockey League in shorthanded goals. The reason? Well, they've got a goaltender behind them that they know they can take chances, because if they make a mistake, Dominic Hasek will be there. And maybe a little nerves for Steve Duchesne early, but the pressure I was talking about by the penalty killers, and Dixon Ward with a good chance to score because of down ice puck pressure. And you know the Senators are very concerned about this.
Cunneyworth plays one back. Rookie Wade Redden leads it out for Ottawa. Here's Alexander Daig up with Cunneyworth. Daig stopped by Galley. Then Cunneyworth tries to create a pick. Daw couldn't clear the puck. Back to the point, set in front, knocked away there by Shannon. Out to Redden. That's blocked. As Redden's shot was stopped, and Holzinger is hurt.
You know, when you're playing against a puck pressure team, when you're on the power play, a couple things you have to do. First of all, when you're in the neutral zone, if you don't have a play, you have to throw it in deep because the Sabres will line up right on their blue line and try and hold up the neutral zone. Secondly, when you finally do get in the zone, you have to keep it simple. The Senators on this last power play, back to the point and get traffic in front of Hasek and get lots of shots on him. That's how you're going to beat him. Randy Cunneyworth was parked right in front of him on this last sequence.
Dominic Hasek, 16-2-1 lifetime versus Ottawa. Both losses, though, came in the last 2 weeks. So the Senators have the feeling he is human after all. Daig couldn't work through toward the net. There you see the time remaining in this Buffalo penalty as Dixon Ward got one through to Ottawa territory. York ahead for Redden. Saw the hit coming from Shannon, skated out of his way. Knocked down by Redden. Had trouble finding that puck. He was being checked closely by Pekka. Taken by Zoltak. Daig fan on it. Zoltak has it again off his skate. Just went wide. Daig turning. Penalty is over. Groshek's out of the box. Fed across that one-time shot. Failed to get good wood on it, and out comes Groshek. Right wing side. Trying to go wide on Redden. That was stopped. Rebound in front on Tugnut. Stopped that one, let the rebound out. Ward had the shot. Tugnut made the save. We're scoreless first period in Buffalo. He stopped the puck, and he does. The Senators on the far side. A hard hit put on there by Tom Chorsky. As the Sabres will set up in their own zone. Wayne Primo at center for the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, he's the brother of Keith, and they went at it not too long ago as the brothers fought. Rob Ray also up front for Buffalo along with Ed Ronan, who's in the lineup tonight with Miroslav Shatan injured. Sent down to Tugnut. Leaving it back of the net. There's Ed Ronan applying pressure. Janne Laukkonen moves the puck down into the Buffalo zone, going after it. Bob Bugner, a wing second-round pick in '89, touches the puck. One of those free agents signing by the Buffalo Sabres.
And you know, the Sabres are missing a player that they really miss. Matthew Barnaby, April 1st, hurt his knee behind the net playing against the Rangers. He will be out at least another few weeks. They're telling us could be longer than that. But he is one of the inspirational leaders for the Buffalo Sabres. He's a tough guy. He can score. He comes to play every night. And many think he is the next Sabre captain. And yes, when these three are hitting, they really can cause a lot of problems. And one thing about Ted Nolan, you know, this is the way that Ted Nolan played hockey. He was a tough customer as a player, so he can back it up when he tells his team, I want you to play tough.
Sent around the boards and out to center. The Sabres, Zhitnik. Forced by Yashin to the far side, and Zhitnik plays that one up and out of play.
Just to finish that Ted Nolan story, you know, when I was with him in the Sault Ste. Marie, I was playing junior with Ted Nolan, and he went right after Ben Wilson, who was one of the toughest guys to ever play in the National Hockey League. This was back in junior. He lost the fight. He came to our players' bench. He saw that we were all white as a ghost. What'd he do? Turned around and fought him again. That's the kind of player that Ted Nolan was.
Of course, he's one of the top candidates. Coach of the Year, Jack Adams Trophy. So is Jacques Martin on the other bench. His Senators bring it in. Yashin got the shot in on Hasek. Made the save, tips it away. And Buffalo brings it to center. Sent in by Dodd. Tugnut out of the net to leave it for Jason York. He just missed a hard hit. As the Sabres, Pekka was in on the prowl. Pekka will be against Yashin most of the night as it is now. That's the way the Buffalo Sabres certainly want the matchup in front for Bruce Gardner. Gardner being forced wide by Schmelik. Back of the net. Ward plays it around behind the goal. On the near side, Zhitnik plays it up the boards and tipped out to center ice. The Buffalo Sabres make a change on the fly. Sent by Vachanek into the Buffalo zone. And Zhitnik, number 44 for the Sabres, moved it back. That pass nowhere near Holzinger. Comes to Van Allen. Nice tip pass in for Randy Cunneyworth. The Ottawa captain, number 7, had that shot tipped wide. And the Buffalo Sabres' Donald Odette gets crunched on the far side. The Senators able to keep it in the zone. Around back of the net, Daryl Shannon. Up the near boards. Body laid on Vachanek. Held in by Alfredson. His shot in front hit escape. Going after that puck. Senators couldn't come up with it, and Buffalo able to clear. 13 minutes to go, first period here at Marine Midland Arena. The Sabres and the Senators are scoreless. Daniel Alfredson picks it up in his own zone. Left it back of the net. Odette up there on the forecheck. Comes for Radim Vachanek. He'll feed one through. Van Allen would have been offside, didn't touch it. Goes through the crease, so no icing. Mike Wilson played it around behind the goal. Picked up there by Randy Burridge. His pass was an errant one, and Yanni Laukkanen, a long shot in, played easily by Hasek. Give away at the line, held in by Sergei Zoltak. Tom Chorsky turns. Zoltak in front. Chorsky the shot, goes through, and Hasek makes the save. 12:24 to go, first period. The Sabres and Senators still scoreless. In 93, against Montreal, face-off won by the Senators. That shot from Jason York was blocked. Puck still in the Buffalo zone. Sent in deep by Dackel. On the far boards, picked up by Dackel. The shot went wide at the blue line and knocked out by Odette to center ice. Zoltak feeds it back to his own line. As quickly, Ottawa will change all their players on the ice. That'll give the Buffalo Sabres room as Donald Odette feeds it up right wing side. Got it ahead for Holzinger. He sends one in, then he heads to the bench. And Ottawa will flip it back out to center. Knocked down by Derek Plant, who led the Sabres in scoring with only 53 points. Radek Bonk, he was stopped by the forechecking of Derek Plant, but got it around to the far side. And the Senators and Denny Lambert lost control at center. Brochek couldn't get anywhere, and it comes back to Mike Wilson. Sudbury Jr. moved it back. Here's Brad May with some room right wing side. The shot tugging it way out to cut down that angle to make the save. And the Senators clear the rebound. Wilson again at center. As Dackel. Lambert ran into May at center ice. Knocked down partially by Alfredson, taken by Pitlick. And as Buffalo changes, Ottawa with room, Redden. Long shot in, handled easily by Hasek. He'll leave it there for Zhitnik. Mike Pekka comes back to pick up that puck. Drops it for Zhitnik. Nice quick feed to an accelerating Holzinger. Or to Ward, rather. Comes around to Daw off his stick. And the Senators, 3 of them break out to center ice. Led by McKecker. In across the line as the body was put on Yashin. And that will allow the Sabres to come back out. With it is Pekka. Up with Ward. Jason Daw couldn't come up with the puck in the Ottawa zone, and Sean McEachern will feed it ahead right wing side for Gardner, but he is offside with 10:05 to go. First period, still no scoring.
All the time.
Pierre Gauthier came in December of 95. Martin a month later. Another assistant lost by Mark Crawford, but he must be doing something right. Of course, Joel Quenneville went on to St. Louis. A late offside as the Sabres turn with it.
All 3 of them are in the playoffs.
Pitlick's pass, that failed to click. Gary Galley, the 34-year-old who played previously with LA, Washington, Boston, and Philadelphia. Got it around the boards, and Buffalo down into the Ottawa zone. This will be icing as Lance Pitlick, tough, gritty defenseman, back to get it.
Well, many GMs will tell you when you pick up free agents, the trick is to pick up free agents with character. And Randy Cunneyworth has been an absolute character guide for the Ottawa Senators, as well as all the other players. Players like Lance Bittlett, a strong defenseman. Gardner, Ron Tugnut with a lot of character. Denny Lambert has never been drafted in the National Hockey League. He just kept battling and battling until he got his chance. And you go down the list, Zoltak's been a nice addition as well. All the players that Pierre Gauthier have picked up, and the right kind of players, character players that mean something in the locker room. It's been a good thing for the Ottawa Senators. Gauthier has done a good job picking up those players.
Zoltak, a rookie, at 51 goals in Vegas last year. Scored 12 this season in just 57 games. Senators know he'll do a lot more. He's out there now, along with another rookie, Andreas Dackel. Tom Chorsky, the veteran, out there as well. Centered in front. That failed to work. Randy Burge going after the puck, beaten to it by Duchesne, and knocked down at center by Donald Odette. Odette feeds one in, diagonal shoot in for Buffalo. Right away, Duchesne's knocked off the puck. Puck is loose, side of the goal, comes in front. But there's Zoltak to take it for Ottawa, and he'll relieve it to the blue line, but not out. Thought he'd get that puck out, but knocked down with a high stick. So he'll get it out anyway, and Holzinger pleads his case. Still scoreless, first period.
Well, Ron, it's a lonely feeling when you get scored upon early in a playoff game. Your adrenaline's flying, and yet just takes it all away from you early if you get early goals against you.
And of course, no score here. We shouldn't be surprised, though, with these two teams. Shot 6-5 favoring the Buffalo Sabres with 8:30 to go. First period here at Marine Midland Arena. Duchesne off the boards past Pekka. Zhitnik got it to Pekka, who moved it ahead. Ward didn't get it in deep.
Keep an eye on these Sabres on their breakout. They're really trying to shift the puck from one side of the ice to the other to get away from the Ottawa trap.
Long shot by Pekka off a high glass wide. Here it's loose in front. Oh, the stop by Tugnut. Good chance in front. Jason Daw had the shot, and Daw's been in a horrendous slump, goalless in 11 games. Nearly had one there. Scott Oak. Buffalo's power play 1 for 12 versus Ottawa in the 6 games played, but their power play 26th in the National Hockey League.
And their game plan is to shoot from everywhere and look for rebounds on Ron Tugnut. Go to the net.
Looking for the puck is Derek Plant. Getting some help. Still along the near boards. Van Allen bumped into May, who heads to the front of the goal. Back to the point, and Galley just pushed out to center by Randy Cunneyworth. Brosha fed that puck ahead too far for May. And again, Ottawa will clear it down as they change up the defense on this penalty killing unit. Bruce Gardner moved up on the forecheck along with Sean McEachern. At center, Gary Galley accelerating through. Fed it in for Burridge. Gardner hounding him, went off his stick. Back of the goal, Holzinger couldn't come up with the puck. Galley got it in for Holzinger, then took it back. Fed it back to the point where he was. Good play by Burridge to get over there to hold that puck in, but now McEachern will slap it out. So far, the Sabres failing to get any sustained pressure, as Cunneyworth, some help from York, will again flip it down.
The Senators love to collapse in front of their goaltender if the opposing team does in fact get control.
Holzinger fed one back for Zhitnik. Cunneyworth up on the forecheck. Sabre fans in their red hard hats tonight, getting on their Sabres a little bit. Who can't seem to get anything going. But this is nothing new. Fans have seen this all season as Alfredson steps out of the box, so the Senators kill off that Buffalo power play with no damage being done. Now at center, Duchesne moved that puck ahead. Here's Alfredson, had his stick lifted just as he was shooting, went after the rebound. Hasek standing up, makes the save, and decides to hang on. With 5:44 to go, first period, we're still scoreless in Buffalo.
I had a nice talk with Dominic Hasek this morning, and I noticed he had brand new goal pads on. He said, yeah, well, I've used some 3 games now. It took me about a week to break in, which is really quick. He said, yeah, I let it go in between my legs in Hartford, and I knew that was time to switch something, so I switched my goal pads. I remember him his first year in pro. He had a brand new glove right out of the box. What did he do? He took it out of the box and played with it that night. Incredible. And I mean, the numbers tell it all, don't they? And he is very proud of his save percentage. He said to me this morning, that's the thing I'm most proud about this season, is my .930 save percentage.
You know what? I think he even works on save percentage in practice. Brad May skated past us this morning and said, you can't score on this guy. He's killing our confidence.
It is incredible. Time after time, nobody seems to score in practice on him.
Practices as hard as any goalkeeper anywhere. You must have hated practice when you played. He loves it.
Maybe I should have loved it.
Dugnut played it around. Yanni Laukkonen for Ottawa. Stepping across center will send one in. Denny Lambert coming from in behind Hasek, who wisely played it from where it came, and Pekka knocked the puck ahead. Stopped though by Dackel, who played it back. That was intercepted. And Mike Pekka at center. Got it ahead for Dixon Ward. Pekka's bumped just inside the line. And the Senators give chase. Coming up with it is Yashin. Yashin to Lambert in the corner. Knocked it in back of the goal. Lambert is knocked down and then mixing it up a little bit. Wade Redden stood in Dawes' path. Knocked down at center by Day. But here comes Pekka with the shot. Tugnut the save. Bouncing puck in front. They can't find it. And the Senators, Lambert looking for help. He's without a stick. And finally Ottawa able to relieve the pressure. Galley shot it away, and the Sabres shoot it back in as both teams make changes. Jason York right in front of his own net. Moved it ahead to Bonk. Oh, and a hard hit as Alexander Day has been at the blue line, and Shannon stood him up there. I think Day just got his head up at the last second, but Daryl Shannon caught him coming. That train was on time. Scoreless first period in Buffalo. Daryl Shannon led the Sabres, plus 23 this year. Led the Sabres as far as defensemen were concerned. The 28-year-old sure laid on the body there. Now Shannon in on the puck, centered in front. That's knocked away, and it comes to Cunningworth from his skate to his stick. All alone at center, decides to flip a backhand in. As Shannon skating back into the play, almost hit Cunningworth and Van Allen. Puck pushed ahead at center. Oh, and just after the whistle went, Cunningworth was leveled at center ice. And there could be a Buffalo penalty coming up prior to that. But Cunningworth was hit at center. Plant got a piece of him.
This is the discipline that we will see from the Senators. They're going to walk away from the Sabres when they try to get on the body. I'm sure of it.
Sean McEachern, who has plenty of speed. Right wing side backhand that's blocked away by Hasek. And carried out by Jason Daw. Daw right wing side, centered in front. Zhitnik was too well covered. And Steve Duchesne will carry out for Ottawa. Zhitnik bumped into him on the way past. Good play by Alexei Yashin. To carry on for the Senators. Yashin got the puck back from Daniel Alfredsson, who goes into the corner along with Zhitnik. Alfredsson fighting for that puck, comes up with it, looks in front, knocked away by Schmeling. Back to the point. That shot was blocked as Pekka got in the way of that one from Wade Redden. Sent in deep by the Sabres, Jason Daw, who then heads to the bench. Sabres changing. Wade Redden, second overall pick of the Islanders in '95, moved it around along the far boards, and out comes Ottawa at center ice, left there. The man who left it there, Bruce Gardner, now goes back and gets it. Gave it away at the line and just offside as Holzinger failed to hold that puck in, although the 18,500 don't like that here in Buffalo. So looking forward to that once again. 2:15 to go in a scoreless first period here at Marine Midland Arena. The fans urging their Sabres to get a goal here. Odette picks it up, backhand shot, stopped by Tugnut. And Radek Bonk will carry out for Ottawa. Has Chorsky open, and the pass to him just missed. It was deflected and offside on that pass at the Buffalo blue line.
Well, it's been interesting to watch this 4-on-4 hockey that has been going on the last minute or so. 4-on-4 is all about puck possession. It's about defensemen joining the attack to create a man advantage break, and at times being creative in 2-on-2 situations on crisscrossing to create chances to score. A great play by Laukkonen to the side of the crease to hold off Holzinger, who was driving the net on Tugnut. Don't forget, that's the Sabres game plan. Lots of shots, and look for rebounds on Ron Tugnut.
Sean Van Allen, number 22 for Ottawa. Daniel Alfredsson has that puck. He's number 11. Calder winner a year ago, Alfredsson. Turning inside the Buffalo line. His pass back was deflected. Brad May, along with Derek Plant up front for the Sabres. Richard Schmelik back of the goal. Left it in the corner. Plant up the boards, not out. Held in. Turning. Van Allen shot in front. That went wide. Brad May will try the other side for luck. Getting it around for Grosjean. Teams back at side to side. And Rob Schick's going to take a couple here.
You know, all season long, these two teams, the most penalties they had, or minors in a game, was 10 in their 6 matchups against each other. Looks like we're going to have a lot more in this hockey game tonight, and that's what playoff hockey is all about. The emotions are turned up a notch, and penalties do happen. Players you don't expect to hit. Plant with an early hit and then a retaliation penalty by Jason York, and Jacques Martin knows that his team cannot afford to do that against the Sabres. They can't get into their game plan.
Ottawa, least penalized team in the league, 13.3 minutes per game. Buffalo, second most penalized team in the league, 22.4 minutes. Second most next to the San Jose Sharks.
Now we have 4-on-4 again. And again, puck possession, defensemen coming late, joining the attack. That's what it's all about.
Daryl Shannon up for Holzinger, who's out there along with Pekka. Lots of speed for the Sabres. Side of the goal to Tugnut, and he'll hang on.
And one-on-one confrontations, because on a 4-on-4, somebody has a little more ice to work with on one-on-one going in against defensemen. They really like this fellow, Mike Pekka, here in Buffalo. Why? Well, he's a gritty guy. He always plays against the top lines. In fact, he played against Eric Lindros in a back-to-back situation. And you know what he said? He said, I don't like Lindros. He whines a lot. He does these kind of things. He had to go back into Philadelphia. Well, he ended up first star of that hockey game. He scored the winning goal. And would you make this trade? Yeah, I think I would. Alexander McGillney, well, he had an okay season, but the Sabres really picked up 3 fine young players for us.
Boy, but at the time, John Muckler was criticized. It looks pretty good now. Carried out by McEachern to the Buffalo line. Hasek went to play it away from him. It went to Zhitnik. Stolen by Yashin. Alexei Yashin, all tied up by Zhitnik. Keckern trying to give Yashin a bit of a pick to work with. Kicked it ahead. It comes to Pekka. Moved that puck ahead. It was too far, though, for Dixon Ward. And it comes to Steve Duchesne with time winding down first period. Buchanan got the puck through. Daryl Shannon stole that one. Daryl Shannon joining the rush along with Pekka. Pekka shooting, and that just missed the stick side of Tugnut and rebounds all the way back into the Buffalo zone. Shannon very wisely joined that rush. One last rush for the Ottawa Senators. Shannon takes his man out of the play as the first period comes to a close here in Buffalo, and really we shouldn't be shocked that it ends in a scoreless tie. Dominic Hasek, who says he wants more work in practice. Ted Nolan didn't want to give him more, and that upset him a little bit. They had a bit of a tiff short time ago. Sent in by Schmelik quickly, and that's held on to by Ron Tugnut. During the first intermission, Scott Oake had a chance to speak with Craig Ramsey.
Craig, your team looks up to the challenge in this game, especially in goal. Is this what you expected from the Senators in their first ever postseason game?
Well, you hope that's what you're going to get, a pretty good team effort. We probably turned over a few more pucks around their blue line than we want to do. We want to get it in deep and try to work them in there. But, again, we got the guy in the net who made the big saves for us. Tuggy's really done a job.
Yeah, how about Ron Tugnutt? Are you still marveling at his work?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's such a great kid. You almost just keep waiting for him to keep doing that. Like, from the start of the year, he's been with us. He's been solid. He's been a great team competitor, and we're proud of him, and we believe in Tuggy.
Here's Yashin with a chance, and the puck is loose as McCuckern almost capitalized on the rebound. And every time I see Craig Ramsey on the other side of the ice, I still always think Buffalo, even though he's with Ottawa. Strange to see. Doing a fine job, and the Senators came close there. Sean Van Allen feeds one in, goes after that puck, up with Cunneyworth and Alfredson as Van Allen laid on the body as Schmelik was dropped back of the net. The Sabres send it down the ice. Jason York touches it. Face-off coming back into the Buffalo zone.
Well, Craig Ramsey, a solid competitor as a player, of course, here in Buffalo. I can always remember the line of Ramsey, Luce, and Denny Gare. So they could check, but they could also score goals, and that's what made them such an effective line, a very smart line as well.
They do. You being a Peterborough guy, there's no bias there anyway, is there?
Not a bit.
Ramsey, of course, a Selke winner in '85 and played in 776 straight games. That's a feat in itself as Alfredson is knocked down at the Buffalo blue line. That time, Gary Galley caught him. Plant, shot handled easily by Tugnutt. Then Cunneyworth went down. Senators send it down the ice, and this will be icing against Ottawa.
Well, this last shift, the Sabres are getting their way. They're getting away with infractions and trying to intimidate by getting on the body. Gary Galley with a hit. He tries to line up Daniel Alfredson. Now, this is almost borderline knee-to-knee on this play as he sticks it out. Schick's right on top of it. He says, no way, it's a good, clean hit. And then right afterwards, Groschick on Randy Cunneyworth, and there's nobody near the puck. And those are the kind of things that the Sabres do all over the ice. They can be effective if they get away with it.
Groschick, 6'2", 207, 21-year-old former Jet, 145th overall by Winnipeg in '93, and likes to use the body. We saw Daryl Shannon use the body first period. He'll lead Buffalo out. Comes to Burridge. He'll send a bouncer into the right wing corner. Pachanik in there along with Donald Odette. Puck comes back to Odette. Pachanik seals him into the end boards. Randy Burridge trying to dig that puck free. Sent in front. But Duchesne was there. Senators now get it deep into the Buffalo zone. They make a change as Zoltak heads to the Senators bench. Sent by the Sabres down the ice, icing waved off as Lance Pitlick, Minneapolis native, one of those free agent signings we talked about, moves it ahead to an offside Alexander Daig. That was close, but Daig jumped in. All right, Scott, Frank Musil, the brother-in-law of the Devils, Bobby Halik.
And Musil and Hasek roomed together all the way up in minor hockey because they were always a level ahead of everybody else because they were so good in Czechoslovakia. Great friends, and they both have a tremendous amount of respect for each other. Now, Alexei Yashin, I mentioned it in the first period, he gains position very well because of his reach and loves to cut in front of the net. Dominik Hasek has terrific control when he's down and out, and that's one of the reasons why he's such a tremendous goaltender. He's down and out, but he still has the presence of mind to kick that puck out of harm's way with his bottom goal pad.
Pair of 76s on the drop. Primo against Bonk, controlled by Buffalo. Galley back to Shannon, and now to his defense partner, Gary Galley. That pass just hopped over Primo's stick, rolls through to Tugnutt. He'll hang on.
Well, as you mentioned, Ken, the Primo brothers went at it down the stretch. And I asked Wayne this morning, was there anything that wasn't said in the press afterwards? He said, well, first of all, it was a horrible feeling after the game. We're great friends now, obviously, in terms that we've traded phone calls and we laugh about it. But our father said one thing to us, boys, I don't want to ever see that happen again on the ice. So a message has been sent by Dad, and it's a great story, really. But a very close-knit family, and that's one of the reasons why the Primo boys were so upset after it happened.
Keith went right into the dressing room during the game and phoned home.
Called Mom.
Yep. Didn't even wait till it was over. Zhitnik had his shot go off into the corner. Sent into the corner by Yashin, and we've seen this matchup all night tonight. It's the one that Ted Nolan wants, certainly. Mike Pekka against Alexei Yashin. 16:50 left second period. We're still scoreless. McEachern faked the shot, goes wide, centered in front, right through Gardner's skate, couldn't capitalize. Redden back of the goal to McEachern. Gardner in front. McEachern with some room. Oh, and a nice defensive play there by Schmelik to knock it away. Now here's a break as Pekka was speeding through. Puck still loose. McEachern backing up is going to take a penalty, but that's one that the Ottawa Senators won't mind on the back check, as he prevented a good scoring opportunity as now Tugnutt touches the puck. And the Ottawa Senators will be a man short Buffalo on the power play when we come back.
And gets a face-off in the Senator zone to start their power play. Little things that make a difference in hockey.
Burridge and Audette up front for Buffalo. Shannon and Galley will man the points on this power play. Buffalo's second power play opportunity of the night. Galley will lead the rush from his skate to his stick. Randy Burridge took it. Stepped into by Randy Cunnyworth. Randy Cunnyworth, who gives you at 100% every night, every shift. Audette. Burridge knock it in behind the goal. Duchesne couldn't clear. Loose in front. Oh, and shot over top of the net. Tugnutt was down on Audette. Roofed it, but much too high. Back to the point. That shot wide. Loose in front. Tugnutt down. Where is it? Fans in the end saying it's in. What does Rob Schick say?
He's waved it off. But he's not in a great position to tell. The Sabres don't like it. Tugnutt's gobbling the puck up right on the goal line. Ted Nolan, he doesn't know where it is. But Schick had to loop around. Normally officials will get right behind the net to make this call. He loops in front of the net, and I don't think he's in a good position to see where it is. Tugnutt's telling him, look, I was pushed in. Let's see if we can pick it up. The boards here are very, very quick. Tugnutt knows it. He scrambles back. Now, is it in or not?
Comes to Galley. Fake the shot. Audette. Tugnutt right there with May on his doorstep. Laukonen gives him a shove.
Great balance by Ron Tugnutt and a good read as well. Two things that are strong about this save. Number one, he gets over in time. And number two, he doesn't let out the rebound. To have this kind of transition, a goaltender has to use his edges as Brad May gets tied up with Tugnutt. But Tugnutt is well over in perfect position. There's the edge I'm talking about. The left foot has to push to get your body across the net. And then Tugnutt cheats in perfect position as May is right in front of him, causing him all kinds of problems.
Derek Plant, Donald Audette, Brad May up front. You know what May's job is, to get in front of that net. Holzinger and Galley at the point. Here's Holzinger, former Hobey Baker winner to Galley, and Holzinger gets it back. 5-on-3 advantage. Scoreless tie. Play just over 5 minutes in the second. Galley shot, deflected in front. Puck is loose, down, net off, whistle goes.
Tugnutt is down for a moment. Is he okay? Craig Ramsey told me that Steve Duchesne at the start of the year, he probably wouldn't have used him killing penalties. By the end of the year, he is their best penalty killer. Why? He's using his smarts all over the ice. Now, he can't get tied up with Brad May. That's what he wants. May wants him to do in a situation on 5-on-3 is run a pick. Duchesne has to wait until there's a loose puck in front and then try and pick it up or take a player. Well, he not only picks the puck up, but he dives across to save a goal. That's why you can't get tied up in front as a defenseman on a 5-on-3 situation.
Sabres change up their power play unit. Daw, Pekka, Ward, Galley, Holzinger remain on the points. Right off the draw, good chance in front by Dixon Ward. Sean Van Allen on the puck, and he'll clear a bouncer down the ice. Hasek loves to come out and play that puck off in the third defenseman back there. Moved it ahead. Here's Ward. Galley pressure. Fed back to Ward. Holzinger had to move up to get a hold of that puck. Here's Dixon Ward with it. Galley skate to his stick. Passes off. Another fake shot. Front Holzinger. And there's Tugnut out at the lip of the crease to stop that shot.
Well, the whole trick in a 5-on-3 is to try and force players to the outside. It almost worked. A good late chance by Holzinger. Now, there are two options for the Sabres. They can either go low and look for a cross-crease pass or look for the point man. Here's the cross-crease play. It isn't open, so you have to go back to the point. Somebody's open, and Ron Tugnut doesn't buy it for a second. The reason that Tugnut can zone in on Holzinger is he knows the cross-crease play isn't available because of Steve Duchesne's great work. He can cheat then to the shooter a little bit and read that play on Holzinger, and that's why Tugnut was all over the shot.
Pekka and Daw stay out there. Audette replaces Ward. Schmelik comes out there to replace Holzinger. One penalty is over. We now have, there you see, 50 seconds remaining in the second one. We're still scoreless. Drop back from Daw, who takes the return feed behind the goal. Donald Audette. Pitlick takes him out of the play. Redden around the boards. Schmelik couldn't hold that puck in. He's held up at center ice. Almost a break for the Senators. Galley weaves his way through center. Hits that Ottawa line. Galley still holding that puck. Sent through the crease by Pekka. To the point, Schmelik. To Audette. Good closure there by Pitlick. Nice play by Schmelik to take that bouncing puck, holding it in. Knocked down with a high stick by McEachern, so the faceoff will come up in the Ottawa zone. Now, concerned, it's definitely him. Here's Mike Wilson. His shot through hit his skate. Along the near boards, Grosek couldn't come up with it. The Senators back at full strength, so they dodge a huge bullet there, down two men, and the Sabres fail to take advantage. Brad May moves that puck ahead. The shot, oh, and Tugnut got that right pad out along with the stick to stop that plant shot. May knocked it in behind the goal. Grosek put the body on Bruce Gardner and got the stick up, and he's going to get a penalty for it. Grosek's going to the box for the high stick on Gardner. Tugnut hasn't realized it yet. Now he does, and Tugnut heads to the bench as the Senators get out a sixth attacker. Dropped into the slot by Duchesne to Alfredson. That shot, Hasek made the save. Grosek takes his man out. Tom Chorsky behind the net, but now it'll be the Ottawa Senators' turn on the power play to try and break this scoreless tie. To McEachern. Back of the goal, Yashin. Centered in front. Pekka there, though, and he'll clear.
Watch the Senator defense. They love to sneak in from the point, and Yashin will normally find them because of his great delay. He outweights players on the pass.
Ottawa has had 12 shorthanded goals against during the regular season. We showed you that Buffalo led the league with 16 shorthanded goals for. Pekka had 6 of them and 9 shorthanded points, and he's out there along with Dixon Ward. Shannon's shot went off his skate, but there's Mike Pekka to get it. And he'll clear to center. Dixon Ward heads to the bench. Sabres change up their penalty killers up front. Good play there by Shannon to get over. Knock down that cross ice pass to Daig and knock that puck up into the seats.
Well, the Senators, I'm sure, are wondering how they're going to score on Dominik Hasek. I think one of the ways you can do it is outweight him. When you have a chance to score, don't immediately shoot the puck. It's very difficult to beat him with a clean shot. You want to delay, and then take any side from one side to the other. And Craig Ramsey will tell you on the power play, it's very difficult to defend against a team who moves it in a hurry. And that's one thing the Senators have worked on in practice the last few days.
See, Craig Ramsey didn't play all those consecutive games for nothing. Got hit by a puck, still okay. Hangs right in there on the bench. Nothing phases him. Stepping across center and firing one in. Laukkanen. Around the near boards, it comes to Duchesne. Now to Daig. Daig leaves it in behind. Cunningham's pass was blocked. Laukkanen. Long shot in around.
There's the shoot-in I was talking about in the first period. The Senators have to do that to get in because the Sabres line up 3 across the blue line.
Zoltak fighting for it. Daig coming up with the puck. Whacked by Schmelik. Dig with it. Duchesne at the point. Oh, and it was tipped by Cunneyworth and went past Hasek and out the other side. Cleared ahead now to Cunneyworth, right wing. Never got around back of the net. Nice play by Hasek to knock it down, and it came out the center, and it's gobbled up by Randy Burge. Burge turned back by Bonk. Sent ahead by Redden. Back down the other way just as the penalty to Grosek expires. And this will be icing as York is back to get it. Took a hit at the whistle. With 10:36 to go, second period. Buffalo and Ottawa still no score.
Well, even when Dominik Hasek is beat on a shot, because of his long legs and long lower body, if you will, he does get feet on pucks, and there's a situation just because of his size. He's beat with the tip from Randy Cunneyworth in front, but because of his size, he's still able to get down in time just to nick the puck enough so it goes wide. You know, I asked him about when he turned the net over in Ottawa the other day. He pushed it over when he was beat cleanly as Yashin was moving across. He said, you know, in Czechoslovakia once, I had a 2-on-0 against me, so I knocked the net off. It cost me a penalty shot, but I'd rather have one guy shooting on me than two. And yes, he did stop the puck.
Steve Duchesne, of course, the hero for the Ottawa Senators. Off the draw, Buffalo gets it ahead. May too well covered. Sent right back down to Hasek. He'll clear it ahead. Ray to Plant. He was stopped. Now it rolls down to Tugnutt. York moved it out of the zone. After it, Bob Bugner, 26-year-old who played junior in the Sioux for Ted Nolan. Moved it down, Ottawa line, taken now by York. Andreas Dacker. Then sent in by Lambert, who's bumped off the puck. Bugner on it again. And it's sent off the boards back into Ottawa territory. We passed the halfway marks for this hockey game. No score. Shot 16-11 favoring Buffalo. Now here's Yashin. Slows up, centered in front. Hasek, where is it? Reaches back without that stick. Had it with the blocker, grabbed it, and held on long enough for a face-off. Dominik Hasek always stretching at every moment of the game, always working the muscles. Maybe why he can do that so well. Sent in by Ward. Keckering to Yashin. Out there along with Gardner. That'll tell you the checking unit. Buffalo Sabres, Pekka out there. Mike Pekka saying earlier today, we don't have to worry about checking them as long as we have the puck. But they didn't that time, and Yashin came close as he broke loose. And that's an assignment Ted Nolan won't like missed.
What was noticeable about that last play for me, the way the Senators were going to the net after Hasek made the save. When the Senators do forecheck, they have the ability to roll off checks and get in position. That's how they got this last chance to score it again. 1, 2, 3 Senator players going right to the net on Dominik Hasek afterwards. And you know, if you're going to get in and get pushed in, you may as well keep going. Alexei Yashin did that on that last play. I used to hate that as a goaltender when players would push players on top of me.
And as soon as Jacques Martin takes Yashin's line off the ice, a signal for Ted Nolan to remove Pekka's line.
We'll see that matchup all series long. Don't forget that Martin does not have the last change, so he's letting it happen a bit more tonight than he did in Ottawa, their last matchup.
Burge out there for the Buffalo Sabres, along with Donald Odette, number 28, Brian Holzinger, number 19, Daryl Shannon moved it ahead. And that's sent up into the penalty box area by Daniel Alfredson with 8:58 to go. Second period here at Marine Midland Arena. The Sabres and Senators, no score. Ken Daniels, Greg Millen, Scott Oak, and Hockey Night in Canada crew back here at Marine Midland Arena. 8:55 to go, second period. Giving chase, Mike Wilson. 6'6", 215. Took a bump in the corner as he collided in there along with Daniel Alfredson, and there's a boarding penalty coming up. And this one's going against the Buffalo Sabres, or the Ottawa Senators.
Now there is some history here with the Senators and Schick. Schick has called 2 goals against the Senators and didn't allow them during the regular season, one either way, and the Senators are not thrilled with Schick. But that's a penalty, there's no question about it, and a good call by Schick. But we'll watch for that, see if the Senators get after him.
Remember back on November 16th, the $4.5 million Jumbotron here had a pulley snap. 2 casings were salvaged, the rest rebuilt. The game versus Boston postponed that night. Thankfully, nobody hurt. Insurance covered the cost of a new clock and salaries for the building, personnel for that day, and the new clock began being installed just after Easter and was just back up and working a week ago.
And yes, both teams were stretching at center ice this morning. That amazed me a little.
Didn't even worry about it, did they?
The goalies weren't, though.
So the Buffalo Sabres now working with a power play. Are you implying the goalies are smarter than all the rest?
Hey, report what I witnessed this morning.
It's just that their nets are at the ends of the rink, that's all. So Buffalo trying to break a scoreless tie here. Galley turned back by the forechecking of Bruce Gardner. Sent up ahead out of the reach of Grosek. Trailing was Plant. He couldn't come up with the puck, so now Brad May will give it a try. Send it in deep. Tugnutt couldn't corral it back of the goal. Plant couldn't move in. Daryl Shannon with the puck to a wide open Galley, but a bouncing puck. Galley settles it, took the shot, blocked in front. Point, Galley with it again. Back of the goal for Brad May. Toronto native. He's met in the hit by Duchesne. Up the boards, Galley. Spotted it open, Derek Plant, but it hopped over his stick, went to get it, giving it to May. Now to Shannon, couldn't control, Galley, backhand. Sent it far side. Plant along with May. They're tied up along the far boards. McEachern trying to dig that puck free. It comes to Shannon. Now to Galley, feathers one through, and Tugnutt knocked the puck away before the Sabres could get a good chance as Michael Grosek was right in the goal crease, and finally Ottawa clears.
Lokkonen makes a great defensive play. He was the culprit of why that puck wasn't out to begin with, and that created a lot of havoc for the Senators.
Wade Redden got there first to the line, held in by Schmelik, took a bump. Sabres control, pass across, Holzinger knocks it down. Point shot, Schmelik hit a leg, and here comes Sean Van Allen up left wing side. His path will be cut off. Good defensive play there by Alexei Zhitnik. Alfredson, who's out of the box, as the Senators kill that one off. But now a penalty coming up, this time to the Buffalo Sabres. All right, Scott, as you saw Zhitnik in the box for the slash. Shatan picked up the deadline from Edmonton. Yes, the Sabres will miss him, but as Brad May pointed out, we got this far without him for the most part. They'll certainly benefit from his goal-scoring ability.
You know why Brad May said that? Because he went back to the second line. He was on the fourth line when Shatan was around.
A promotion. Jake sent one back. It'll roll all the way down to Tugnutt. Minute and a half left in this Ottawa power play. 6 minutes left. Second period here at Marine Midland Arena. No score. Buffalo and Ottawa. York bumped at the Sabre line. Yashin goes after that puck. Meets his man in the corner. Comes around on the boards for York. York fed one back, but tipped by Pekka and out to center. Redden to Alexander Daig. Yashin off his skate. Dixon Ward fed one through. And a good play here. Holzinger in the side. Scores! Short-handed!
This building has erupted on a shorthander. A bad pass in the neutral zone starts this off as Alexander Daig with the bad pass. Now, this is a horribly tough play for a goaltender when a forward walks through the middle. Now, Wade Redden's in no man's land because of this quick transition by Holzinger. Now, why is this a tough play? Because as a goaltender, you have to follow the man across and at times you open up and you have really no angle to get a beat on the shot. Holzinger with a perfect shot off the post and in. It's 1-0 Sabres.
Well, Danny Gare told me that this building isn't necessarily a loud one around the National Hockey League. He couldn't really tell that after that goal. Holzinger had 2 shorthanded goals during the regular season. We told you that Buffalo led the NHL with 16 of them, and they have one now to kick off the postseason and lead 1-0. Senators still with less than half a minute to work on the power play. Duchesne, Zoltak, his shot, that went wide. Rebounded to Dawn, he'll clear it down.
You know, throughout the second period, I noticed the Senators have been making plays that they maybe have not made for a month. Plays through the neutral zone, bad passes, pucks being fumbled, and Big made a real bad one in the neutral zone, which cost the Senators a goal.
Andreas Dackel up with Cunningworth, who had to do the stretch to stay onside. But there's Dixon Ward to move one ahead. If Pekka touches it, he'll be offside. And the play is okay in the corner. Duchesne. So the Sabres kill one off and get one. And look for more here. To the point to Galley. His shot went wide. Tugnut comes out to hang on to that. Marine Midland Arena is alive. The Sabres lead 1-0. Mountain time. Lots of time left here tonight, though. Ed Ronan. Bowled over back of the net. Hasn't seen a lot of ice time tonight, along with Ray and Primo. But creating some havoc now in the Ottawa zone as Ray's bumped back of the net by Pitlick. Then Ronan runs into Denny Lambert in the corner. A couple of tough customers meet. Shot through was blocked. Radek Bonk got out to the point, and Tom Chorsky. He carries on and sends one in for Ottawa as the Senators make a complete change. Wayne Primo gets one in, now goes after that puck. One of the Senators has lost a stick. Now going to get it was McKecker. Schmelik moving into the far side. Back of the goal for Primo. He escapes a couple of hits. Point, Galley, shot through. Tugnut saw that one and he hangs on with 3:08 to go in the first. A 1-0 Buffalo lead.
I gotta hold the fort and get out of this period just down by 1, and then we can regroup going into the third.
Of course, the Ottawa Senators, no strangers to scoring big third period goals. They did that down the stretch just to make the playoffs. Sent back of the goal. Coming around to the near side, Jitnik got over there, sent one in front. That was blocked, and out come the Senators through center. Into the corner goes McKecker. Back for Yashin. Sent one through. Here's Duchesne, the shot. Bouncing puck. Oh, and Gardner couldn't get the rebound. Now he sent one through. McKecker got it across to Yashin. Yashin still on the puck. Into the slot. Checked by Dixon Ward finally, who gets the puck out to center. That line tired after that foray into the Buffalo zone. Ottawa switching up their forward unit. York knocked the puck down. Had his pocket picked there by Mike Pekka. Ryan Holzinger's shorthanded goal, the only one we've seen here tonight. Cunningworth, too far for Alfredson, who goes to get it. Van Allen settles in front of the net. Pekka watching him. Now they'll both head to the corner to get it. Jitnik there first. He's able to clear for Buffalo with 1:50 left. Second period, 1-0 Sabre lead. Good work by Grosek as he knocked York to the ice. Then May comes off of Van Allen. Tried to send one through. Plant hit back of the net, centered in front. Off of May, whacking at it, bouncing puck out of his reach. Fans wanted a penalty there as Plant was held up. His backhand through to Tugnut, and he'll hang on with 1:27 left. Second period.
You know, as a defenseman, if you don't hustle back to grab pucks that are shot in, 9 times out of 10, you're asking for it. Now, Jason York, who has been so good for the Ottawa Senators the last month or so in this last shift, is looking behind him and glides back to get the puck. And when he does that, he runs out of time, and some good pressure by Grosek And that's exactly what the Sabres are noted for, to get away from that puck pressure as a defenseman. You better get back in your zone in a hurry so you can get the puck out of trouble.
Face off to the left of Tugnutt. Daryl Shannon laid the body on Daig in the first period. Good collision at the blue line. Sent in offside. So the face-off will come back at center ice. Back of the goal. Daryl Shannon. Stops back there. Brother Darren was a Sabre from 88 to 92. He's now in Phoenix. Sent out to center. Waiting for it was Audette. Puck never got there. Laukkonen carries on. Zoltak almost stole that puck. Shannon got back there to swipe it away with some help from Mike Wilson. At center, Burge. He's hit into the boards as Pitlick doesn't let him go easily. Half a minute to go, second period. Bouncing puck taken by Daryl Shannon. Round for Randy Burge with some room, but it hopped over his stick to center. Pitlick got it to Daig. Cross-ice pass for Bitchanik. Fired one in hard. There's Hasek, who loves to play that puck, and he'll start the Sabres rush with time winding down. Burge moved it ahead, waits for the return feed, goes to the front of the net. Holzinger sent it in behind the goal. Bonk bumps into Burge. As the second period comes to a close, but when they trail after two periods, Ottawa's just 127-6. Buffalo, thanks to Holzinger's goal, leads, and when Buffalo leads after two during the regular season, they were 27-3-5. After 40 minutes, 1-0 Sabres. Thank you, Ron. They just dropped the puck to start period number 3. 1-0 the Sabres leading on Brian Holzinger's short-handed marker. 14:30 of the second. Dixon Ward picking up one assist. The Sabres out shooting Ottawa 21-13 after two. A complete reversal of form from the regular season when the Senators dominated, at least in the shot department. 193-118 over 6 games. But tonight it's been Buffalo's turn. They have the only goal. Here's Bruce Gardner. Passed it into the slot, tipped out to center. Senators clear the zone, fire it back in. Hasek couldn't stop that one back of the net, but Ottawa changing. So the Sabres flip it out. Alfredson moves one back into his own zone, took the return feed from his skate to his stick. Crossed the Buffalo line, but offside, so a face-off coming up. Pretty good on the defensive side of things, too.
Good two-way player.
Chorsky to Bitchanik. Goes into the corner. Alfredson going in after it. Zoltek, the other forward on this line. That shot by Chorsky didn't miss by much. Alfredson sent one through. Bitchanik knocked it down out of the air. Daryl Shannon turns back for the Buffalo Sabres. Feeds it deeper. Mike Wilson moves it ahead. And Chorsky rubs Burge out of the play. Alfredson back for Radim Bitchanik. Bitchanik, the rookie, the 22-year-old from the Czech Republic, sends one in. Ottawa changing. Sabres get it to center. Alfredson had tied up Burge as Buffalo changes.
Now, if the Senators are going to shoot the puck in on their forecheck, they have to keep it away from Dominik Hasek. He's stopping everything from behind the net, and it's creating an easy game for the Sabres to get out of their zone.
He played that one. As the Sabres break out with some speed, here comes Brad May, right wing side, chopped at by Laukkonen, knocked down to the ice. May continues on that puck. Pitlick knocked it around to the far boards. Galley let it go to the point. That shot went wide. Moving in, Bob Bugner. Back of the goal. Fighting for the puck is May, knocked down. Grosek on his backhand. Behind the goal. Plant, point, Galley, shot. Deflected in front, Cunneyworth with it. Cunneyworth will hit Alexander Daig. Left wing side as Ottawa changes. Daig flipped one ahead. Got it through for Wade Redden. His shot stopped by Hasek. Rob Ray turning with the puck. Staying up though high on the play was Denny Lambert to knock it down. Redden's shot, that went wide to the far side. Rob Ray carries out through center all alone for Buffalo as the Sabres change. He'll flip one in and then go in after it. Wade Redden knocks the tough Sabre into the end boards. And then Redden is hit hard back of the net. Sent in wide of Hasek. Primo had it hit his skate. Goes to Dackel. Played it off the boards, and a penalty coming up here to the Buffalo Sabres. So Ottawa will head to the power play, trailing by 1. So Ottawa works on the power play. Pekka will force Tugnut. Play that puck back of the net. Duchesne, Danny Laukkonen stepping across center, fires one in. McEachern, Yashin, Alfredson up front for the Senators, looking to get even here. Sabres have as many shorthanded shots as the Sens have power play shots tonight. 3, looking for one here. Yashin the shot. That got through, scores! They bang it in. Alfredson persisted on the puck, and the Ottawa Senators have tied up this game, a power play goal. Ottawa Senator fans have made the trip here to Buffalo, and they're happy for Daniel Alfredson. He's tied it up.
Well, I mentioned it in the first period. The Senators had to simplify their power play. Shots on the net and then jamming the net. That's how you beat a hot goalie. Daniel Alfredson with good positioning on Schmelik. And how does he get it? Well, he uses his body to get in front of Schmelik, in between him and the goaltender, has his stick on the ice, and taps in the rebound past Hasek's legs. And the Senators have done it again. They never stop battling. Positioning in front by Daniel Alfredson. He gets in front of Hasek and in between him and the defenseman, and that's why he is so open. And he's able to tap it through Hasek's legs, who's still battling after the puck is well into the net.
Second in Senator scoring was Daniel Alfredson. 11 of his 24 regular season goals came on the power play. Hits for one here. And is he the NHL's best bargain at about $300,000? I guess so. Audette moves one into the Ottawa zone. Gardner turning with it. Oh, almost gave it up in his own zone. Redden flipped one high. Knocked down there by Mike Wilson. He's tall enough to knock down those shots at about 6'8" on skates. His defense partner Daryl Shannon gives chase. Bruce Gardner knocks him down. Loose puck right in front, back to the point, but Chanik couldn't hold it in, but good pressure there by the Ottawa Senators, forcing Buffalo to make that play. Wilson, he's hacked and whacked in there by Randy Cunningworth, the Senators captain, who goes after him again for good measure. Then Dave throws the body. Van Allen had that back of the net go off of Cunningworth. Wilson moves it ahead to center. There's Bachanik to bump into May. Here's Plant all alone. Score!
Derek Plant had 4 shots in the first 2 periods. He finds himself wide open on this play. Now, where are all the Senators? They're caught up ice, and that leaves Plant wide open, eyeball to eyeball with Ron Tugnut. Now, Tugnut maybe retreats a little bit too quickly on this play and gives away the shot, but Plant has the ability to get pucks up in a hurry, and he makes a perfect shot after the Senators get caught far too up ice, and that's why Plant was wide open.
Derek Plant, just 1 goal his last 13 games coming into play tonight. Had 20 goals in the first half, just 7 in the second. So a terrible slump for him. But here he gets a big one. Buffalo in front 2-1. These two teams couldn't score. Now we have them coming quickly. Senators now search for that equalizer. Shot in. Hasek made that save and wants to play it, as he easily handled the shot from Bonk. Sent back into the Senator zone. This will be touched by Pitlick, icing against the Buffalo Sabres with 14:14 to play third period as they mix it up after the icing call. Lambert right in there. So he kicks off the playoffs in right fashion too. Shot in wide of Hasek. Yashin spins out. Keeps control of that puck. Sends one through. Hit a leg and deflected wide of Hasek. We played just over 6 minutes here. Third period. Redden. Up to McEachern. To Yashin. Gets one through. Stopped in his tracks. Zhitnik will feed it ahead. Out come the Sabres. Pekka with Daw. Ward goes to the front of the net. Pekka's pass in front for Daw. Getting back Gardner. A good defensive play to lift his stick. Jason York came over in a deal from the Anaheim Mighty Ducks along with Sean Van Allen. Back of the goal. Buffalo still controlling. Daw fights off his check. Pekka got it behind the goal. There's Jason York again. He turns back. Far side for Yashin. McEachern breaking up right wing side. Yashin's pass to him, blocked at center. Good transition game for the Sabres. Drop back, Daw shot. Oh, and whistled that one. High over the glove of Tugnup. Behind the goal. Redden. All over his man. Puck still loose. Comes out. Zoltak with it with Chorsky. Zoltak goes to the front of the net. Goes right through the crease. Carrying on, Chorsky in front, comes to the point. Pachanik got there to hold it in. Knocked to the corner to Alfredson. Into the slot for Zoltak. Good defensive play, though, there by Holzinger to tie him up. Mike Wilson off the boards and out to center. And an icing call against the Buffalo Sabres. 12:24 to go. Third period, 2-1 Buffalo. But Yashin came up very big for Ottawa down the stretch.
That's why they won games.
Exactly.
He stepped up his game to another level. He's showing flashes of it tonight, but not on a consistent basis every shift.
And to a large extent, let's credit that Buffalo line of Pekka, Ward, and Daw too. Here's a giveaway. Cunneyworth shot. Blasted wide. Hasek played that off the backboards to Wilson. Here's Brad May, right wing, just sends it in deep. Derek Plant has given the Buffalo Sabres that 2-1 lead here in the third. Up on the forecheck with May. Puck comes to May. May working around Annie Laukkonen with some support from Plant. Puck off the high glass to the line and out to center. Ottawa sending it in. They signal for a change, and that's just what they're doing.
Ted Nolan's coaching philosophy a little bit different when you're defending a lead. He'd much rather play in the other team's end, and that's why we're seeing so many offensive pinches still in a one-goal game halfway through the third by the defense of the Sabres.
Wade Redden took a bump, got it through. Radek Bonk in there. Galley got it out. Rob Ray catches up to that puck, and again he'll shoot one in. Primo up there along with Ronan. Who had a Stanley Cup ring with Montreal in '93. One of only two Sabres with one. Charlie Huddy, who's on their roster, is the other. Sent back in again. Primo on the forecheck against Redden. Ottawa will clear it out to center ice. Bonk up the right wing side as Dackel's shot went off the high glass. Bouncing puck. Comes loose in front. Save made by Hasek. Greg mentioned these boards are lively, and that one came off the top of the boards in the glass.
New seamless glass. The puck can really come off it in a hurry. It causes goaltenders problems.
Pachanik ahead for Gardner. His shot was blocked by Zhitnik to Jason Daw. Daw's pass for Pekka got out of a way of a hit from McEachern and sent back in by the Senators. Zhitnik. Knocked down at center by Dixon Ward. Jason Daw couldn't come up with the puck. Gardner whacking at it. Sent out to center ice. Yashin bumped into Daw, and again Ottawa will try and get something going here. Left wing feed for Sean McEachern, who has plenty of speed off that wing. Tried to turn tail on Schmelik. That didn't work. Zhitnik behind the goal, and he'll accelerate through center, leading the Sabres attack. Less than 10 minutes to go here. Third period, 2-1 Buffalo leading Ottawa. Laukkonen ahead to Yashin. Saw Holzinger stepping into his path. Let it go. Now heads to the bench. Schmelik Sending it in, Tugnut couldn't get it back in the net. Getting back into the goal, almost had that one go in off him, but able to hang on as we check in with Scott Oak. Ted Nolan's team trying to protect that lead with 9:15 to go, third period. Senators all three up there on the forecheck. Almost stole that puck. Laukkanen played it back to the Buffalo line. Shannon moves it in deep to Wilson. Audette goes after the puck. Knocked down at center by Chorsky. Backhanded out by Buffalo. Chorsky again off a leg. Goes to Randy Burridge on the far side. Veteran moving it in deep into Ottawa territory. Good play there by Laukkanen to avoid the forecheck. That pass to Chorsky was too far. Donald Audette gives chase. Starboards Burridge got over there to beat Dave to the puck. Audette centered it in front. Loosen skates. Tugnut down to hang on. 8:25 remaining, third period. Derek Plant's goals put the Buffalo Sabres in front. Ron McLean tomorrow night at the Broadcast Center. Back to the point, shot by Galley. Rebound in front of the net, and Grosek. That was stopped. Tugnut was quick and stopped that first shot by Galley, getting that left pad out to make the save. Grosek goes into the corner. Backhands one behind the net. Front of the goal, that's just tipped high and wide as Brad May moved it through. Sabres with good pressure. Plant back of the goal. Grosek lays a hit on Van Allen. Then May bumped into his check. Brad May behind the goal. May had a tough season, separated his right shoulder, came back, broke his right thumb, broke his right hand. The whole right side working well now, though, he says. Working well with Derek Plant up front. Finally, the Senators clear.
The Senators can't handle this pressure now by the Sabres. Their first pass is off. That's why they can't get out of their zone. Now they're going to be in the penalty box.
Slashing call made by Rob Schick. And an even strength goal by Derek Plant. That's why they lead 2-1. Looking for an insurance marker here. Alfredson tried to tip it past with help from Duchesne. On it though, Dixon Ward. Pekka in there too. Ward trying to free that puck. Back of the goal. Pekka tied up by his 27 counterpart Laukkanen. Left wing pass. Gardner behind the goal. Alfredson up there along on the forecheck. Comes out to center, too far for Dixon Ward. Off the boards and back to Buffalo territory. Alexei Zhitnik weaving his way through center. Diagonal shoot in at the line. It comes out. Here's a break. Laukkanen moves one through. McEachern on Hasek. Comes up big again when he has to as McEachern went to the backhand and Hasek makes the save.
You get the puck up and over him because of his size in goal.
Going to say most goalies go down that early, they'll be beaten.
He seems to know when to go down when the shooter is right on top of him, so there's no way the shooter has an angle to get it up and over him. Timing. His timing is spectacular.
Well, Buffalo had a shorthanded goal and the Senators came close to tying up that game right there. 6 minutes remaining now, third period. Galley moved it ahead to Holzinger. Sends one through, scores! A power play goal, 3-1 Buffalo with 5:51 to play.
Speed, speed, and more speed when you have the defense backing up. really comes. And if you come from behind the play and you get the puck in full speed, you can blow by players. After a wonderful pass in the neutral zone by Holzinger, Randy Burge goes right in on Tugnut and makes no mistake. He throws it up and overneath Tugnut's shoulder, but that's all because Burge came from behind the play after a wonderful feed from Holzinger.
Summer of '92, Burge had reconstructive surgery on both knees. Been to the Cup Finals twice, 88 and 90 with Boston. Gets a big goal here, putting Buffalo up 3-1 over Ottawa. We mentioned off the top, the highest scoring game between these two teams of the 6 during the regular season was 3-2 in Buffalo's favor. Buffalo won the season series 4-2. Here's Daw against Yashin, centered in front. And Dixon Ward too well tied up by Dackel in front. Radim Bachanik to Alexei Yashin. Long shot was blocked. Wanted to send it deep as Ottawa was changing. Less than 5 minutes to go, third period. At the Ottawa line, Jani Laukkonen will send one in. McEachern up there along with Zoltok and Alfredson to the line, a bouncing puck out to center. Rob Ray moves that puck ahead. Here comes Ronan in front to Ray. Oh, and he got a second shot. Tugnut down. Primo on the backhand, couldn't jam one home. To the point it comes. Shipnick the shot, that missed. Near side getting over is Schmelik. Fake the shot. Ronan, Shipnick shooting. Tugnut save. Rebound in front. Bodies all over the place. Shipnick, oh, Tugnut get a piece of that to deflect it wide. Shipnick on it again. Primo, he was bumped. Senators to the line, not out. Schmelik to Ray. Listen to the crowd here at Marine Midland Arena. Primo to Ronan. Tied up Senators. Alfredson finally will clear the zone.
That's Buffalo Sabre hockey. Puck pressure and pressure in the zone.
Here's Kennyworth. Broke his stick. Plank got over there to deflect it away. To the line and out. 3:34 to go, third period. The Sabres getting a standing ovation.
He has been trying to do that ever since he got into the National Hockey League. And to do it tonight must be a huge thrill for Martin Brodeur. He's been trying that move for a long time. I've seen him miss a few times by an inch.
The Senators down by a couple. Your shot wasn't that hard, was it?
Never make the end boards.
Out to center ice it comes. Wade Redden knocked one away from Grosek. Has it come back to him. Bob Bugner knocked that puck down. Senators changing on the fly. Brad May across center. He heads to the bench. Bachanik, his clearing pass intercepted. Grosek fighting off the check of Dackel. Sent one in front. It comes to Sean McEachern. McEachern with some good speed. Around Mike Wilson. Left it in front, but there's Hasek to cover up with 2:32 left. Third period.
The forwards of the Sabres from getting out off the drop.
Senators control. Duchesne feeds one in. McEachern in front. Yashin, McEachern whacking at that puck. Hecka, perhaps a future Selke winner in this league. On Alfredson. Left it there. Buffalo to the line, not out. Remember, their net is empty. And they trail it 3-1 with 2:10 to go. Third period, this will be icing as Laukkonen gets back to touch it. 2:06 remaining.
And again, Craig Ramsey discussing some face-off strategy. It worked. The Senators went 3 men in front of the net to block off any attempt by the Sabre forwards to get out. Now the only thing that the Senators did wrong is not buy enough time, but it was very hard as Steve Duchesne had trouble with a rolling puck as the puck went right back to him.
The Ottawa Senators have called a timeout. Started 66 games, 19 of those starts He allowed just one goal. That shot high and wide by Yashin. When he allows one, the Sabres were 15-0-4. Alfredsson. Moved ahead. Goes through the crease, so icing waved off.
Smart play by McEachran, and there's a great penalty. Yes, a cross check on Randy Cunneyworth right in front of the net by Schmelik. Schick calls it, and a smart play to get a face-off in the Buffalo zone.
1:43 to play, third period, 3-1 Sabres, so a big chance now for Ottawa.
Randy Cunneyworth get absolutely leveled in front of the net by Schmelik, right in the head. He gets up dazed. That kind of thing has been going on all game long. Schmelik gets caught. Now, the strategy changes once again, because don't forget, Ron Tugnutt will still stay out of the net with 1 minute and 43 seconds left in this third period.
The Ottawa Senators on a power play with their net empty. With 1:38 to play, as we welcome you viewers who are watching the New Jersey Devils defeat the Montreal Canadiens at the Meadowlands for a 1-game-to-none lead. Here it's the Buffalo Sabres leading Ottawa 3-1. Derek Plant, Randy Burridge giving them that advantage. Holzinger opened the scoring in the second shorthanded. Daniel Alfredsson's power play goal tied it up. Plant and Burridge have given the Sabres the lead by 2 here. 1:35 to play. In the third, just rolls wide of the net.
Well, the advantage, of course, for the Sabres, they can ice the puck now as they're killing this penalty.
Buffalo's outshot Ottawa 26-21. Daniel Alfredsson, near side, back to the point, gets the return feed. Fake the shot, now he shoots. Save made, Hasek, rebound off a leg and wide. 1:10 to go, third period. Duchesne, cross-ice pass almost picked off by Pekka. Sends it ahead for Burge. And a stoppage in play with exactly 1 minute to play, third period.
An entertaining hockey game for sure. Both teams have worked hard. A lot of grit shown by the captain, Cunneyworth. Dominic Hasek with a huge save in the third period on Sean McEachran's shorthanded. And that set up the third Sabre goal at the other end, a breakaway goal by Randy Burge, and that's why we're at 3-1. Now, there have been some rebounds available tonight. Dominic Hasek has let out a few. Daniel Alfredsson scored the only Senator goal off a rebound, and there's another rebound, but no Senators right in front of Dominic Hasek. They're at the side of the net, and you can't get a rebound on Hasek at the side of the net when that happens.
John Van Beesbrook a shutout tonight in the 3-0 Florida victory over the New York Rangers for a 1-game-to-none lead there for the Panthers. Here it's 3-1 Buffalo. Time winding down. Cunneyworth to McEachran. Alfredsson in front. McEachran sends one in front of the net, went in behind. Kept in by Duchesne. That shot went high and wide off of Yashin's stick. And the net is off its moorings, and a cross-checking penalty coming up here from Rob Schick.
Well, is this a message? As the Senators give Dominic Hasek a pretty good ride on a cross-check.
Going to Alexei Zhitnik.
Zhitnik does the damage on his own goaltender. Dominic Hasek gets tripped up as Sean McEachran goes into the net because of Zhitnik's shot from behind. Now with 21 seconds left, a 6-on-3 man advantage for the Senators.
Don't they wish they had a minute 21 to play?
Yeah, but face-offs right now, I mean, if they can get quick puck possession and get an early chance to score, it'll be to their advantage, obviously, as they're running out of time.
So Mike Pekka, who's done a standout job and has been against Alexei Yashin this whole night at center for Buffalo, played his junior hockey in Ottawa.
Pekka's telling Hasek, look, I may come right back to you on the forehand. You have to play the puck if I do.
Against Sean McEachran on this important draw. Alfredsson gets there to push it back to Yashin. Shooting! That went high and wide. Duchesne far side. Oh, and he's hit hard as Pekka ran him. Senators still control in front. That's out of Cunningworth's reach. Back to the point. Yashin to Alfredson as the fans stand here in Buffalo. The Sabres win it by a final score of 3-1. Holzinger, Plant, and Burge for Buffalo. Alfredson for Ottawa. The Sabres with a 1-game-to-none lead.